everyone. I'm David Reger. I'm the CEO of NEURA Robotics. And today I will meet one of the most genius kids from America, I think even all over the world. He is 12 years old, is a robotics enthusiast like me. And I think today we are just going to talk like in a start a conversation about robotics, about the future of robotics, how robotics will look like. And I think the cool thing is two generation talking about one thing, two generation which have like one vision, the same vision. And I'm super excited and welcome, Mike Wimmer. And I'm super happy to have you here.
I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So I think firstly, maybe you should just like introduce yourself, maybe talk a little bit about your own vision, your personal vision. What is your goal in your life? Like just a little bit about you so that people get to know you and I get to know you.
All right, so I'm Mike Wimmer, as David said. I'm a 12-year-old high school senior. And really what my main vision is I really want to build technology that helps people to live better lives. So whether that be through IoT, robotics, artificial intelligence, no matter what the field is, that's what I really want to do.
Awesome. We have actually even a great vision because we have also our slogan, which calls "We serve humanity." And even that's the first thing where people get confused because they are always asking, "Hey, you're building robots, but still serving humans. You're just taking jobs away." That's what they mostly do, say. So, and I think today we'll talk a little bit closer about these things and about to find out like how you think, how I think, how can we actually convince also people to maybe think more positive about robotics. Would be great. So, Mike, I will ask you some questions about which we mostly get asked. So our marketing team just put some questions together from outside, like, and we just go through. So first, I ask you the question, you answer them like on your way, what you think about, and I will just try to also put some comments on. So what is, in your opinion, the biggest challenge actually in robotics, or why don't we see robots everywhere? Like, what do you think? What's the reason why we like in like about the 1960s the robot came, the first robots came to market, but what happened until now? We still don't have a robot at home. Maybe you, yes, but I mean like robots which can really serve us, help us, assist us. Or what's your personal opinion on that?
So, I think my personal opinion is that many robots currently are frightening people. And, back kind of what you were saying before, it's both in the aspect of jobs and what they see in like the sci-fi movies. So, if we teach people that robots are being built to augment their humans' jobs rather than replace them, I think that can really reduce the fear surrounding them a whole lot. And then also teaching society that robots are no way to the point of where they will take over the world, like everyone tries to think they are. But, whether that be, okay, reducing that fear, I think that's one of the most important things as to getting robots in households today.
Yes, that's true. I would actually I just agree on that because that's actually also what I feel mostly from outside, even from my family. I mean, they're mostly scared of, and they always ask me weird questions about like, wow, will robots take all over the world? Like, how do they like? Will they be smarter than us? And yeah, so I think we have the same thinking about that, and I think it's the biggest challenge nowadays is getting people really closer, and then also the interest of humans working like letting be helped by robots maybe.
Exactly.
And yeah, and for that we have first to take the fear, and I think there we are also coming now to the next questions actually. And the next question is about, is like, are robots our friends, or are they like our enemies or foes?
So, I mean, I guess what I think is that if they're designed to make our lives both better and easier, so they should be our friend. I don't know about you, but if any robot's willing to vacuum my room for me, then he's going to be my friend, of course.
That's good. Yes, I think also like it's still I think in our hands, like in human hands, or what we are doing like with video robots. So it's like I still see like robots something which is more a friend, something which assists me, help me, make my life easier, and I think. Also, I think the best example for that is like planes are actually built to maybe transport
Yes,
some people
exactly.
are from country to country, but there's also other planes which bombs, or and the same is about having a tank or having like an ambulance car. So it means it's always in human hands, I think, and I hope there will be more people like you. I think you're positive about it, or making robots more as friends, and I think then the future will look good,
Right.
especially for you. So the next question is, um, how can we ensure that people are not afraid of robots? Like, what would you do against it, or what are you trying to, or how do you explain it to them, or what is your actually opinion on that? Like, how can we take the fear of humans?
Yeah, so, I kind of came up with a three E's of this: explanation, education, and exploration. So, first we need to explain the ideas of, say, artificial intelligence and all these terms that we use as roboticists. Even if we explain these terms to them and we keep our definitions straight, not interchanging, say, artificial intelligence for machine learning or deep learning, then it can definitely be better understood by the public. And then they can become household terms like cloud storage or DVRs today. And then next, we need to educate people. We need to get better STEM resources in schools to teach the younger generation about them and introducing it to them at such a young age where they basically are living with them and learn as they go. Now, another piece of education would be teaching the consumer how to use the product. You can build the best robotic companion in the world, but if nobody yet knows how to use it, then your business will likely fail. So that's
Awesome.
an important part. And then also, finally, exploration, where I think we should make robot exploration areas where consumers can go and they can interact with robots that are demonstrated. For example, that'd be almost like test driving a car, but in this case, it's a robot. And, it would allow for consumers to interact with robots, get more comfortable with them, just like we do with cars.
Awesome. Like we need like more experience centers. We
Yeah,
need like get people there. That's actually also our way of bringing it more closer to humans. Like show them like, and especially I think with the new sensors, what we are actually also doing, like that our robot actually knows, okay, there is maybe rules. A robot should never hurt a human, but if a robot don't know it's a human or not, or how can the robot make decisions on that? And that's actually also our way on bringing first this science into robot, and then demonstrate it or bring them closer, bring to our homes, maybe bring it like be an example or show like what you can do, and the robot cannot make a wrong decision because maybe it's a safe robot. Like we do also safe robots, so they have mostly like dual channels, so it means every decision is actually checked before the action starts. Also, like it is also mostly not just redundant; it's also diverse. So it means it even knows in different ways it's a human, and then for sure it will never hurt a human. So yes, but it's yeah. I think education is the biggest thing, like showing people and making examples, or let them just try out, right? And then I think the fear will go away.
exactly. Exactly.
Awesome, thank you so much. Um, so I think, like you said, also that there is right now still also I think a fear of not really understanding the robot, or not really like knowing how to use the robot, or how can they actually interact with the robot if they don't even like understand how to program it, because not everybody is like you like who knows like Python or whatever, like all these languages I think. And what do you think, what do we need to do to make humans like more understand robots, or also how can they use a robot? What is your way? What is your thinking about?
So, to make robots understandable, I think the first thing we need to do before we get them into every household, we need to get them into every classroom. Now, the reason I say this is once robots are in every classroom, the students will start understanding them. Then they can teach their parents, and then soon the robots will be understandable to everyone. But before any of that can happen, the teachers must be willing to accept the idea, okay, this new technology is coming in and incorporating it into their classroom. So basically, the teachers are the key to having a robot in every household. And that's really what I think having people understand robots is really starting with the classroom.
Yes, that's a good idea. Like bringing first educators,
Yes.
educate first the educators, and then they can actually educate everyone else. Or that's a good thing. And yeah, we also think the best way, like of making robots and humans interacting with each other, is actually in a natural way, how we are doing it, right? And I mean, right now we are speaking, so we are articulating, or how do you say it? And there is also, we are also showing gestures, right? And that's actually our plan, or that's actually what we did. And I can show you maybe another time when we have a session, maybe we go through our halls. I can show you. You can really talk to our product, so you can really tell like things what she should do, and she will do it, or maybe point on something and she will understand that you mean this part or whatever. So, and I think that's also a way, but for sure we educate the educators and then make the robot also smarter to
Right.
actually be easier to be used, or and yeah, that's cool. Thank you. So, and we're going to the next question, and there's about yeah, you actually answered already. Will we have robots in each household soon? So actually, the question.
So yeah, I mean, there's depends on what you consider as a robot. If you're thinking of like a robot as a full companion that's very cognitive and can think, I think we're a long ways off from that. But if you're thinking about, say, a single task robot like a robotic arm or a vacuum, we're pretty much already there. So, if you're talking about like that cognitive, I think that's definitely something that we're going to have to wait on.
Yes, that's true. That's actually the same like for all other questions. Or I had an interview like 1 week ago where we talked about medical systems, medical robotics, and there was actually the same question. Or why are there no robots in the field of medical? Is it is the same question why there is no robots in the household, or households, or even not in the factories right now? So and actually, the answer yes, because robots until now were not able to really be used, right? And so you need like really crazy programmers to make some more difficult tasks. And with smarter robots, I think we can even solve this big issue of being used, or like interacting with the environment, knowing their environment, understanding the environment, and also understand the human which is talking to you, or maybe gets to you. So that's great. Um, so you think there is the robots will actually help the humanity, and because you said in the beginning that you're more interested in doing robots, or like something which is really being helpful for humanity, and I think today we're talking about robots. So do you think there will be robots which are they able to fix any big social issues or any issues of our humanity?
So, social issues, one thing that comes to mind to me is our aging population. When many elders lose their spouse, they spend a lot of time alone. So, with the idea of having a robot that might have some chatbot capabilities and some personality would be great for them. So they feel like they have a friend or buddy with them. And another thing is almost like emotion recognition that could be for that, where okay, if they're feeling kind of sad, maybe the robot's going to text to a family member to say, "Hey, you may need to check on them," and that kind of social helping bot would definitely be something that could help a big social problem.
Awesome. Same thinking on this also. Like the aging population is for sure, like the civil society is one of the biggest issues we are working on. All right. So the governments all over the world trying to solve it with all kind of different ways. Some countries they try to regulate how many children are allowed to be born or not. Other countries they solve it with different solutions. But I think all the solution until now, they will actually create new holes. And I think also there, the robot, actually, when robots are getting smarter and robots are able to help humans in different ways. So maybe people can even work longer because the work is more ergonomic. Or also, so there's like direct ways of really helping humans and like giving them another arm, or there's also indirect like ways which we are actually working on. So, but this is actually a political thing. It's about that we bring robots first into everybody's homes everywhere, and then maybe also taxing them or finding like a new source of where the flow back of the money. Because normally if you see, like, if you start automating like every system, every home, every hospital, every company, I think we will for sure have this effect that also people losing jobs. And I think, but we can maybe use the people also in these jobs which are not attractive today, maybe like the medical field, like older people's homes, maybe they're not so attractive, not so good paid. But the reason for that is because there is no flow back of money, and I think with taxing robots, maybe we can like make these jobs more attractive. And also, I think we need to find a solution or how everybody gets paid after maybe having more like lighter life, or how to say that, easier life. But I think there's still many things need to be done. Yes. So this is a good question, because I have also been asked very crazy questions already until now. So the question about what is the funniest and weirdest question you actually ever have been asked, or so from people maybe from outside about robotics. Yes.
Okay, so I can remember a few instances where my now here, he said that his battery was low. He announced that, so I plugged him in, but many got concerned that because they thought when his battery died, he actually mentally died. So it was concern for the robot. It was kind of a little interesting, but I know in the back of my head, okay, it's just the battery. It's the cell battery.
That's cool. Yes.
And,
You want to hear the weirdest question I have been asked? I have been asked actually many times. I think you're still young, so but there's people outside which are maybe frustrated. I don't know, but I got asked actually in one interview. They asked me if robots, like what time, like how much time do we need until we can marry robots, or how can we be able to marry them or get in love with robots, or a robot loves back. And my answer actually on that is very simple, because I still think robots are made to make our lives easier in any kind of ways. But I think the human thing about love, feeling, like emotional things and whatever, I still think that maybe they make our lives so much easier. So the husband or the wife are getting happy home and not maybe frustrated or stressed, or maybe they have also a better relationship afterwards. So yes, that's actually the question. I have been asked already many times, like when are the robots getting in this way where they can really feel emotions, or like really feel love, or so is there any questions from your side actually? To me, like, do you have any questions about anything I can answer you maybe?
So yeah, sure. I have two questions actually. So the first one, we've been talking about this idea of a worldwide effort for a robot in every household. And if we want something that, say, invokes emotion, like people have been invoking emotion about my now dying, uh, do do you think that we need a robot that is like extremely cognitive on like a 9 to 10 on a 1 to 10 scale, or more something like a BB-8 or R2D2 that simply like goes beeps and boops but doesn't actually speak? This which the movies have done a really good job of doing, or simply just like a single task robot, like a Roomba robot arm. Which one do you think would be the best thing to invoke emotion in someone?
Actually, I think it will be step by step. My answer on that is because right now we are also not doing like the really humanoid robot, or we are doing more robot arms. So it means, but for sure, my personal vision is to have like someone which is like human-like, but more as an assistant. So it means not the emotions, it is always friendly, even you're not friendly to, but it's always, but also able to do tasks which a robot until now not able, because you see maybe in Boston Dynamics, there is like a robot which can walk over like stairs and things like that, but they do it a great show, maybe a good video, but afterwards, like when they turn off, you see also the other side of robots. So I think it will be a step by step developed there, that we have a realist cognitive assistant, something which is able to do any task, like maybe wash dishes, do things. But I think the way there will start with arms. So that's how we are doing it, right? We have an arm which maybe helps in the kitchen. You have a third arm, maybe cut some stuff, maybe do some things. And also a cleaning robot we have already, or we have already a vacuum cleaner, whatever. But I think there will come more and more things like as a separate things. And one day I will do it. Maybe with you together, I hope. So we will have like a real assistant as like human-like, or something just without feelings, but being able to help in any kind of task, or carrying things for us, helping, like even carrying our maybe our furniture or things like that. Or I think there will be still many things what they can do.
Yeah, and then
So
tying on to that, one other question I have is, I guess, what is your or your company's view on how a robot should look like to gain a companionship? We've been talking about this kind of idea of a companion. So does it need to be humanistic looking, though with legs, though it's not very stable with legs, or something that doesn't look humanistic, or something extremely humanistic, though that might fall in the uncanny valley? So what kind of balance do you think, or just a robot arm even?
I think it's also, yeah, it will start with robot arms, but later I think it will be more and more humanistic. But it will not, I would not like to have a face at this time. I think it will also freak out all the persons. I think it should still look like a robot and just be able so we should always see it's a robot. It's not a human, or and they're there to help us, and not like something which is really like humankind. Or it's more about having the abilities to help a human, but not being a human, because I'm very strict against that.
Right.
Because we don't try to build a better humans, because I think we humans are made perfectly. But I think we could have an easier life if robots have the same abilities, right? Because we are made really good. So, and we should learn out of it, but not try to make exactly the same thing, right?
Again, that idea we want to live better and easier lives, not replace our lives.
Yes, amen. So that's the thing. Good answer. So the last question is, so what would be your advice to young robotic enthusiasts and their parents? Like, what would you suggest, like, or what would you tell them to? Because you're an amazing kid. I would really love to have. I have a daughter. She's also amazing. But I hear that you were able to write your name with 2 years, or was it
Yep.
right?
Right.
My daughter is 2 years old, and she just starts to speak. So, but I'm already excited about. And what would you like? Even maybe suggest me as a parent to yeah, about like for sure about the and other robotic enthusiasts.
So yeah, I know. I guess you would say for the kids themselves, I would say to never give up in STEM and try to maybe try different disciplines within it. I always find myself exploring new concepts in the world of programming, whether it be, okay, I'm going to learn more AI, or maybe make a robot. That this whole area of STEM is definitely limitless. So you're never limited in STEM. And then for the parents, I guess like for you as well, I would say to support your child no matter what field it may be, whether it be STEM, robotics, or whatever, completely something different. But ensure you're always supporting them in whatever they want to do. Almost have them steer the ship in this case.
Man, you're so grown. When I hear like what you're saying, it's yeah, great. Thank you so much for advice. And yeah, did you ever like program like a robotic arm, like any kind of arm, like the industrial arms, like I have shown you before?
So what I have done is at Worcester Polytechnic Institute, WPI in Massachusetts. Here I have gone and done an internship, and I've actually played around with a cobot, and messing around with it and figuring out how it works. And then that's kind of the most I've gotten with a robotic arm. I don't actually have a robotic arm. The closest thing I have is Infinite over here with his little arm. But yeah, and then the one thing I've noticed with Infinite is like his arm here, which I call Infinite now, but it's only a few things. He doesn't actually do much, but the arm, you have to every baby little step with the keyframes. So learning that, and I think making them smarter is definitely something that we're going to need to get into. And then I also played around with the Da Vinci robot a little bit at WPI as well, messing around with trying to figure out how to incorporate haptic feedback into the controllers. That's kind of interesting, figuring that out. But yeah, I haven't had much access to a robot arm actually, so would definitely love to though.
So like Mike, if you're interested in, I actually could send you one. Like if your parents are okay with that, like I would really love to actually just give you access to one. So we have several kinds of, and I'm actually like, yeah, I'm the CEO. I can decide that. I can send you. Like if you're interested in, so we have actually a different interface. So we have also Python as one of the interfaces. We have actually created like a cool platform where you can build your application. So you have like the robot arm on itself. You have their cameras inside. You have micro arrays. You have like a force torque sensor, so you get like even feedback. And we have even like integrated like smart skin, which is on the head. So you everywhere you're touching, it actually knows exactly how much forces you're applying to and actually from which directions. And you can figure out like and maybe tell us what we can do better. And I think all of our engineers are excited about it, I think.
Yeah, that would definitely be awesome. Definitely, I would love to have one. Yeah,
Awesome.
I've played around with Baxter a little bit too, but what I think is that yours is a whole lot smarter. Okay, he can detect little touches, but I think yours is definitely gonna. My parents, of course, they try to give me all the access that they can, whether it be with robotic arms, whether it be robots, and no matter what it is. So definitely, that would be awesome.
Okay, so I'm super thankful to meet you. Like it was amazing. You're really as smart as I actually heard about you, and actually I really love to talk to you. So thank you so much. Mike Wimmer is his name, and please follow him. I think where can they find you? Like I hear like on LinkedIn. I'm actually already one of your followers,
Yes.
and
So two places. LinkedIn is the best place, and you also go to my website, nexterainnovations.com, where you can find everything about me. But yes, LinkedIn is definitely the best place to find me.
awesome. So guys, follow him. He is really he will do some crazy stuff. I have the feeling for that. So and yes, awesome. Thank you so much, and I hope we hear each other very soon.